What's up, you crazy people out there? This is Crazy Raz and welcome to Let's Play Danganronpa the Trigger Happy Havoc. So we are back. We are talking to Kyoko for a very long time now. And let's continue. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting to around the world. The most desperate, awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Really? I don't think so. But right now... Right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokoma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's absolutely vital part of the ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokoma's design on it and slid it across the keyhole. And then... Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Okay, everybody's going to get a shock. Finally, we were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight has just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution and ultimate death. Oh, looks like we are on the last chapter, guys. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long, but I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I could even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey!
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm kind of getting nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you were the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing the detective work? How long?
Ever
since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. But there was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like a family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That's how we can uncover the absolute truth. We can neutral in all things. We stand neutral in all things. And to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of the society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. Just a minute, guys. My ears were itching for some reason. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, but I can say that it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope Speak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope Speak, it was because how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you're reuniting after all these years, right? You wouldn't have so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
But there's something I wanted to say to him, Bokudo. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. Oh, I don't think he's alive, Kyoko. Oh, what is it? I want to sever all ties with him. Whoa, sever. The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However,
but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself from the family. That's not bad. Well, but okay, cutting himself from the family is not bad. It's actually bad. But not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. Okay, now that was bad. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, I need to thank him. I thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy, and he didn't take me with him. And if you're hearing any background noise, please I apologize on their behalf. Anyway, if I'd gone with him, I now would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, and what she had been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
but there is one thing I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. And that's how they see me even to this day. His shadow had been following me the entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him that we are no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. And we are connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart and soul? I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, but I don't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Yeah, that was a good move. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. My God, that was a long story. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We are back.
That's right.
Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without any much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... And we are back. Looks like we are back. And I can't believe how long the ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't say we are safe and sound, but at least we are out of here. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Alright, so what's next? So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Oh, hi, Adi. Ah. Yeah, of course.
So then...
Say, subscribe for more videos. Well done! You heard him, so subscribe. Then let's get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we found out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed to the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should give up just now? We should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one who's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. And there was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it's better for us we go direct to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little super uneasy about this, but we really don't have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Alright, exit it is. At last. Alright, time to go to the gym. Yeah, I think I can just warp over there, right? How do I do it? Ah, got it. I need to get to the... Where is the gym, by the way? TV room, no. Nope, that's not it. Ah, there it is. Okay. Warping. And we're here. Let's get going.
Well now.
Hey. It's Yogi Bear. Nope, it's Monokuma Bear. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What is he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'll react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
Well, so what if I did? What do you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone shall be executed. It's unfortunate but that is a rule. So now I'm going to punish you again. This time, I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened, and then I executed, right? What are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined in that position one person would protect the other like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and tried to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that that would throw us in a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of being that would come to our aid even after you killed it.
Am I wrong?
And here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto, it will be surely a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed and they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well,
and you can prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only one absolute truth. And you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because...
If Makoto was really the killer, he would have never come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so much to inspire.
However...
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this will be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto, and they would assume that you killed him because we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey.
Of course, we can say we are just making this all up, but you're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. So if you want to earn out despair fair and square,
That's what we have to do.
I suggest you take my advice. So what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukoro's trial all over again. Only this time you'll follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey.
That would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukoro's killer, of the masterminds themselves. But what reason would Mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Ah, so I was getting bored. I decided to change things up a little. So time for some bear jokes. Oh god. Now that what you suggested might be possible, it would be certainly make one honey of a climax.
In other words,
does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I prepared to agree to your terms. Will you hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is a barely fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
That'll be enough to qualify you as a victory for you.
it's true.
Well, that's what we've been trying to do all along. Well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukoro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that, you'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? As we are as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we uncover every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal it's their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey.
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another and when the class trial is held?
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
Hey.
I just want to confirm. That is what you said, right? It's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. Having a trial for Mukoro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukoro's trial is no exception? Then it's a part of the regulations. We should have mean to overkill Mukoro. It is a very polarizing approach. But okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants. All of them were high school students. And only people to take a single step in Hope Speak Academy since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why he goes quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
Now I'm done talking! So I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, will ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone, get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair. Despair. Oh boy.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. My god. Man, that was big. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is just because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is just ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would a mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept it. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school's life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what do you think when you heard that? What did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter what the cost. Just killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point that despair will prevail.
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of the Hope Speak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
That's right. It is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really the only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet the same motivation is what led us to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about his own regulations, about their own regulations. Oh man, I'm really losing my breath. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll take this in this next episode. So if you like the video, please put a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!